Good morning, naughty children. Guess what? It's Ascension Grids time. Gonna grab a couple of these puzzles. Start us off with a nice giant... Okay, this is just an eyesore. Connect all dark cells, myopia arrows. Well, how are we gonna handle this? Let's take care of the ones we know. We know that has to be a white cell. Here. We know that this has to be a white cell. These have to be white cells. That's got to be a white cell. So does that, and that, and that. That has to be... Ooh, this can't be a dark cell, which means we got to go all the way across here and there. Let's see. These have to be dark cells. There's nothing we can do about it. Since they all connect, this is going to happen. This is guaranteed. Dark cells like that. Okay, we know that's got to be a light cell. That's got to be light. Oh, yeah, this can't be dark. So we have to have these for sure. These have to be dark cells. There's no way around it. Any other places? Yeah, these have to be dark cells. These got to be dark cells. This can't be light now, so it's got to be dark cells. Yep. So we got to connect those. That's still possible to do as a light cell. Let's see. These have to be dark cells, so we do have to come around through here. We do have to make these light, dark like so. This could be... No, yeah, it's got to be dark here. That's dark, that's dark. Alright, so is that. Means all of these are. Means all of these are. Means these have to be dark. These have to be dark. And those got to be light. That's got to be light. That has to be dark. Yeah, because otherwise there's no dark cells there ever. Cool. Let's see. We have to escape out through this way. Can't do this because of the light cell next to it, so there we are. This has to be dark, because otherwise what else would it be pointing at? That's dark cells escapes. This is what we do here. We do have to have dark cells all around. Like so. We had to have light cells next to these, so... this gotta be dark. Dark cells escape. We definitely have to do it this way. Gotta connect them. Gotta have light cells around. Like so. Alright, these have to escape. Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, we're gonna do this. So how about you? I think you gotta be dark cell. That wasn't too bad. Just very big and difficult to see. Don't make this pattern. That is a weird pattern to make. How do I avoid that pattern? What's going on here? Well, let's figure out what I was doing. One of these. Let's suppose I did this. No, how do I figure out what's going on here? Let's suppose if I did this, we'd block a lot more. We'd have to go this way at least once. It doesn't really tell me anything else. What if I made this? Still doesn't tell me much. I could do it this way. Like I could do something like this? No, I couldn't do something like that. I don't know what I'm doing. So we can't have this one. So this has to be a dark cell. What if I blocked in the 3? I don't think I'd be able to make 6 out of this. So I think the 3 can't be blocked up quite like that. Man, somebody's doing maintenance, and I can hear it. It's like pounding hammer stuff, and it's really loud. Like, okay. If I drew this up. Okay, well, if I did this, the 4 is complete. I'd have to block it. I'd have to do this and then do one more. That would be bad. So it would have to be here. That would be done. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's just a weird one. I don't like it when the patterns are weird. Don't make this pattern. Okay. So, like, make 5. This kind of thing? Like, I can't make... Well, actually, with this 4, I am forced to make this pattern. Nothing I can do about it. The 5, I could connect to this 5, and thus the less I have to, you know, like the fewer spaces I fill, usually the better, right? Hold on. Here. I think we can do this entire pattern like that. Oh, some 5 pippers. Should be a little easier. All dark regions have area 2. All light regions have area 5. Okay, that means this has to connect here. That can't connect there. That can't connect there. That's gotta go. Well... Could I put a dark one here? I could not put a dark here because then the light would have to take all this. This would be blocked off, so that's gotta be a light cell. Could I put a light cell here? What is going on? It's loud maintenance right now. If I did... Yeah, it'd have to be a light cell there. Putting a light cell here would be a disaster, so that's a dark cell. Which means that's how we do this section. That would overload. There we go. Connect all dark cells means that's a dark cell. And that's it. Connect all dark cells, we can go from there. We definitely have to go this far. There's got to be one in here. Which means that there is one here and one here. Okay. This has to be nothing, because if we put stuff here, we couldn't put any there. So that's got to be light, which means that has to be 2 dark cells like that, and that's got to be light cells. This has to be light, which means all of these are light. That's got to be light, so we figured that much out. Let's see. We have to put 2 here. Means we have to block this. This is all light. If we made this a light cell, we'd be in trouble. So this has to be a dark cell, and that's a light cell. And that's a light cell. All dark cells are connected, so we got to bring it this way. That would be fine. This also has to go at least one more space. Got one in here and one in there. This would overload, so we can't do that. So that's got to be blocked, so these 2 have to go. 5. Let's see. 2 up here. This is one of them. This has to connect. So I could block... No, I can't block this, because then I'd have 3 down there. So this is done. That's how that is. We have to have those 2 both be dark cells. These are done. This is done. So the 5 now has to go all the way up and connect here. Gotta break that in. We do have to have one more. Let's see. 7 is complete. There we go. Interesting puzzle. How about you? 7, 8, 9, 2, 2, 2, 2, blah, blah, blah. Don't make that pattern. Okay, so all the black ones have to be rectangles. You can't have any other sort of thing. So these all have to be blocked off. The 2 is complete, which means we have to block these. We have to block that. which means you also have to block here and there. We do have to block this, but we could have black squares here. That's got to be a black square here. We can do this. Okay. So this is, in fact, like so. Let's see. A 4 could go up one space here, but that would force the 7 down quite a bit. If the 7... Yeah, this has got to be a dark cell. Any other things I can do? Let's see. Exactly one symbol per light area as well. Okay. If I did this, this would be all 7, which would be fine. We wouldn't have any issues. But otherwise, no. How about this 5? Well, if I connect the 8 here, I'd have to block the 5, and then I'd have to block here. Doesn't yet tell me much. Now, if I were to bring the 7 out, I would have to bring the 4 out like so, and I'd have to block there. If I bring the 7, if I bring the 4 up, I have to bring the 7 out like so. Which would force me to be done here. Yeah, so no, I don't think that's where that's going to go. So I think 4 can't go that way. 4 has to go this way. And we have to block to block. This light cells have to connect to something, so it could connect there, or it could connect to the 8. I can make the 4. If I did this, we'd have to block all of this, right? But what if I did it up here? This is another possibility. This is a possibility. No, this isn't a possibility. If I go out this far, I'd have to either here or here. Those are the options. Either way, this has to be a dark cell, no matter what I do. 7 does have to escape this direction, actually. Which means the 8 can't connect to it. So the 8's got to connect to this. There's no way it wouldn't. Which means we have to block. We have to block. Or we can do that as well. That's possible, but we definitely have to bring up over here. So we do have to block here. That has to go. We could go either way on this side. Like, this is fine, but also this is fine. What's the difference? If I bring this over, I would have to... Yeah, this has to be blocked. So I do have to go this way. So this is, in fact, what we have to do on this side, I believe. We do have to connect the 9 here. This is one way we can do it. We can also do this. That's got to be blocked. That's it. Weird puzzle. Alright, we'll take a break from these for a bit and head down to the new enclave, which is there. See if we can grab a couple more puzzles. It's getting pretty close to finished. And... oh. A warp perspective. Are there any puzzles in this half that I have missed? Yes, there is. There is a map. Okay, so yeah. Is there a oh, right! I remember from the first day, I was like, where's the other guy for that? So how on earth would I find an angle here to get into there? I can see it from there. Can I see... oh. Can I get on top of you? There. I'm gonna jump. There. Aha! Okay, let's see about some more regular puzzles. Left and right edges are connected. Well, that's got to be a dark cell for sure. Don't make 4 in a row. Okay. And don't, yeah, don't split the paths for white. This has to be like so. Oh, not top edges, just left and right edges. Okay. We have to make those dark cells. No black squares as well. Man, that's just how much maintenance you got to do today that I have to hear outside my apartment. That can't be the case. Where do we go from here? No 4 in a row, but I'm not in danger of 4 in a row right now, right? Let's think about how many spaces we have total. 4, 8, 10. 10 by 10 is 100. 52 plus 43 is 95. 6, 7, so 100. So we can't have any... okay, so these two black cells are isolated. Whatever this is going to be isolated, but we can't have any other pieces isolated. If I did this, then we would not have enough. We have to use all 100. So this does have to be a dark cell. That means I can't block the light cells in. These light cells all have to connect to the 52. So, but this, however, does connect to the 3 around the edge. Mm-hmm. So how am I going to do this? This has to be a dark cell, because it's not going to connect. It won't connect up to the top. So you don't want to make squares. So we are going to watch out for that. Any other spots like that? Doesn't look like it. This could be dark or light. This can connect around the edge. But this could also just be a dark cell. Let me think about it. If this was a dark cell, we'd have to have light cells here. Which means you'd have to have a dark cell there. Light cell would have to go here. Which means we gotta watch out. We have to connect all light cells. That's what's happening here, and we'd have to make this pattern. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to split these. These connect as well. Yeah. This is a pattern. We'd have to do this. I believe we'd have to go here. These would have to connect. That would have to go there. We'd have to block here and there. Right? Like here's a path we could take. What else is going on here? We could go this way, or we could go here. If we went this way, we'd have to block. We could go around this way pretty easily. Another pretty easy thing to do, like so. I don't know how many of each we've made. I'm going to have to count it individually because my control method doesn't work. So let's check how much of the 43. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 here. 5, 6. That's 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 29. I'd have to connect these. That's 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 40, 1, 2, 3. There it is. Okay, that's interesting. I just kind of wish I still had access to my press control to see how much is in the segment button. But I don't have that. How many more logic grids? We got 5 more in this area. Maybe we do all 5 today. We'll see what the time is. All opposing edges are connected. All right. We have 25 total. So the 18 here means we can only have, the A can only be 7. So like if I connected these, we could only have 2 more spots here. Like this. But the trouble is we'd do that. We'd be in trouble there. We could also do it like... what if we went up? No. What if we went through? But then we'd have to do this, and we'd be in trouble. We went... If this were black, how would we do this? No. I don't think so. Like if this were here, it could also come down. No, this would have to be... It went up. It went up in here. Well, then this would have to be... I think this has got to be a light one. Like, this seems about right, but how would I go about this? Like again, this is great, but then I don't get anything here. How do I... This would have to be the light one. Well, it doesn't have to connect, though. So now... Like... I'd have to somehow connect here. Because really what's going on is I've got to fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 white spaces I can use to connect from here to here. So I could, if I connect, so if this is a dark cell, I would need to have 4 of the light cells here, which would overdo it. So this has to be a light cell. There's no way around it. Which means that these both have to be dark, which means that this light cell could only potentially connect this direction. No, it can't. This has to be dark. All the cells around, this has to be disconnected. Because if this was dark, we'd have to, yeah, there's no way. Because now there's no connecting. It connects here, but that's it. So this is how we're doing it here. There's got to be one light cell here. Because if I make this a light cell, we'd have to make a lot of light cells. Which is going to be a problem. So this is dark, means there's one light cell. If this is a dark cell, we can only have 2 light cells here. The thing is, like, because of this, we can't have any light cells in here, so we can't bring the opposing edges connected. Like, right? Like, I can't have any light cells in any of this. Which means that we can't cross over using the sides for the A. If this was dark, though, is there any way I can do this? No, because then again, we'd have to have a ton of light cells here. If this is a dark cell, we have to have this be a. These are all light, which means we can only have so much here. So yeah, this is a light cell. Is this a light cell? No. If this is a light cell, you have to have a lot. So I think this is a dark cell. I think this is a dark cell. So you have to have one light cell in here. How do we connect the A? Because if I connect over here, we're screwed. I can't go up this way. There's something about this I'm missing, right? Like, you fill it in. There's no way that this is dark. We know that much. Because to connect the A, we can't make this work. We have to make a bunch more light cells. That's light. Is there any way this is light? We could do it this way, right? We could set this. Oh, that's just it. That's just the whole thing. Oh my gosh, that one broke my brain. Okay. Don't make dominoes or diagonals of white. So whites just cannot be connected to each other at all. Okay, where do we even start with this, though? Like, if I said this is a light cell, we'd have to do this, and we'd be done. So this has to be a dark cell. If I said this is a light cell, that would mean... Wait, hold on. Yeah, if I said this is a light cell, we would have to have dark cells all around as well. So I think these are all dark cells. That just has to be the case. So the question is, where do we put them? Alright, well, let's just use our imaginations. This is a light cell. That means these are both dark cells. So, going back, that's a dark cell. Do we have the same issue here? No. If we make this a light cell, it's fine. How about we make, here's your light cell. Then that would be a light cell. Which is so far so good. Don't have a... This is your light cell. Then that one is... And then we would have to do this. So far so good. That would be a dark cell. Yeah, it doesn't give me an answer by doing that. There. Too much. That's a light cell. we're fine. It's just right here that caused a problem, which means I think a light cell here also caused a problem, so that's a dark cell. Which means a light cell here causes a problem, right? No. There's still room. It's still possible to do that. Be a dark cell now. That would be a dark cell. Which means there's no way any of that is. So I think this would be a safer bet. We could do this. Doggone it. So it would be here. No, that's still connected. It's all the way back. This is definitely like a guess until you get it level. I just don't know how you're supposed to logically work it out without doing what I'm doing. If this is it, that would have to be one of them. Which means we wouldn't have anything there. So we wouldn't have one there. One here. This could not possibly be it. This could not possibly be it, because that isn't either. This doesn't really give me an answer, though. I need to have an answer for something. What if that's it? We definitely have this. One here, we couldn't have one there. These would both have to be it. Which means in there. This would be the safest spot to put one. That couldn't be it, so we couldn't have one there. Nope. That would have to be that. This would be the safest spot there. But then no matter where I put it, we don't have room for one. So this isn't it. Right? There's no way. There's no way. Was that correct? There was no way to make this happen. That would have to be there. Man, that's loud ass maintenance work. Like, I know it's at this point in the day where, you know, no one's trying to sleep and it's not a weekend, but still, it's really loud, man. This would have to be one of them. So that would have to be one of them. This is the safest place to put it. These have to go. Yeah, so we're being forced here. That's impossible, so it'll be there. Yeah, we can't put it. So that's that. Is it possible if I drop it there? Because we'd have to have a piece here. We'd have to have a piece there. Safest spot is there. We can't put anything in those spots now. We'd have to do these here. That's that. This is blocked. That's blocked. This would be a disastrous spot to put it. In fact, that's the only spot we can put it. Those are both blocked. So no, that's not it either. How about there? These would both be taken like so. That'd be one. These would be blocked. That means we'd be blocked here. So no, it can't be that spot either. Gotta be one of these two. That's gotta be one of them. let's see. There's no way there's anything there because we got the 2 spots here. That can't be one. I think doing this is fine. And then I just gotta put one, no matter where I put it, it's that. So, is it really like I have managed to guess every single wrong move and this is the only spot I can put the white cell? Now I gotta make a bigger guess, like where's the other one? Go, hold on, those has to be blocked, so this is that. Needs to block them here. There's nowhere to put it. There's nowhere to put any of them. What the hell? There's nowhere to put anything. There's no way to have a light cell here? Is there a way to put like a light cell here? There's a way to put a light cell here, maybe. Which would... But hold on a second. We couldn't do... We'd have to do light cells only. There's no way any of these can be light cells. So yeah, they're all dark. So I've tried every single spot for the light cell in here, and all of them led to loss. Let's try a different row. If I set this row and I try it all here, now what? There has to be one in here, which means those are blocked. This has to be one. There has to be one in here, so that's blocked. Has to be one here, that's gonna be blocked. These, this, that's gotta be blocked, so that's done. Means that's the 2. But both of these lead to the same outcome, so this is going to be this is going to be a wrong solution. Yeah. That means that's blocked. So if I pick this one here, there's got to be one there. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. That's going to be blocked. These are blocked. That's blocked. Means that is. We're back to where we were before, I think. No matter what I choose here. Yeah, hold on. No matter what I choose, I'm blocking myself down there. So those would have to be blocked. This is an impossible spot. No matter what, those are blocks. That means this can't be one there. That can't be one there. None of those could be. Means that can't be one, so there's one there, there's one there. That means the only spot is here. And there's no spot for the 1. So okay. Where else we go from here? It seems like I have a lot of options at this point. If I put to here, be a little trickier. If I put it there, I'd have a little bit more freedom with this. Like I could put a 1 there, and then I would have to block all of these off. But I could put it here. I don't know about that. What if I did it there? And then I put this here. There, that's the answer. So this was the spot before? I didn't get the answer from it. That's weird. Okay, I mean, good puzzle, but gosh, that was hard. Okay. All opposing edges connected. So I do have to do this. Connect all dark cells. So that means this has to be, because it's connected here, right? Well, is there a way it connects all the way around? Like, no, it probably doesn't. Probably easier to just say, this is how it is. Well, yeah, it's gotta be, yeah, it's gotta just do that. We can't have that. Can we do it here? Yeah, spots, just annoying. We can't make branching paths of this, so we have to block it here. Actually, to just block it anyway. We do have to block there and this direction and come up. So our only directions are to continue this way. We can go to the left. We can also go straight up. Either way. But we have to pick one. Well, if I went to the left like this, I'd have to go this way. Twice. And I don't want to do this because then I'm not able to get up anywhere. So I'd have to go down. That already connects to there, so we'd have to connect like so. I think actually this is just, that's just it. Wow. That's where it came from. How many more? We got 2 more? I can do 2 more. I think, if they're not like 5-star puzzles. Where are they, though? Yeah, where are the puzzles? Feels like I have seen... Oh, hold on, there's one here. All opposing edges connected. Oh, goddamn. Okay, all dark regions and light regions vary at 5. So this can't connect lower because there's nothing to connect to, so we can't connect there. We can either go this way or that way. Six, 3. Oh, yeah, this can't happen. That would, these would overload. So this has to move to the left. It's the only way it can go. You can connect here or not. Actually, if it doesn't connect there, what's it going to connect to? So I think that is going to be... Oh, hold on. No, it can actually connect down here, too. But that's what this is. And we have a 4th. These 3 are connected here. So only one more connection. These 3 could connect over there. We could also connect it that way. We do have to bring this. And we can't bring it up anywhere because there's nowhere for it to go. So it is going to connect here. Which means that can't be a dark cell, and that can't be. So this is how we're going to do it. There. It means we can't connect here. This is going to have to escape. It means the white is going to escape. And the black will also escape, meaning that's a black cell. So those 5 are complete. These 4 have to move in this direction somewhere, either this one or that one, but not both. This has to connect upwards, that's 4. If this were a white cell, we'd have to have 2 dark cells there, so that's a dark cell. Which means... if I made this a white cell, it would be fine. No, that's a dark cell. Hold on a second. Before I think about this, I do have to worry about this corner, so I don't know. If I made this a dark cell, that's fine, but this would be a problem. So I think that has to be a light cell, which means this would overload. So this is a dark cell. This is how we have to do it. So this light cell connects up here and to these 1, 2, 3, 4. This dark cell can move up. In fact, will have to? No, it doesn't have to. Now what? That has to be dark cell. We'd overload because we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has to move up this way, and it's complete. So now you have 3 dark cells going this way. This dark cell connects over here. If this were a light cell, we'd be okay. No, if this is a light cell, obviously we couldn't connect it up this way, so we'd have to connect it over here. If we connect it up here, we make a 5, but then this... No, it's fine. We can make this a light cell. That is okay. Can this be a light cell? If we did that, we'd have to make dark cell, which means we'd have to connect all the way over here. So no, that's a dark cell. This is complete. This is complete. These can't connect to overload. This dark cell could extend down here, so there's no guarantee that it comes out this way. But now, yeah, we could still put a light cell there. We could put a dark cell here? Yeah. If I put a light cell here, though, we would force 2 dark cells like so, which would be a problem. So this does have to be a dark cell, which means no matter what, this is a light cell. We could have stuff like this just fine. Yeah, so no guarantee. If this is a light cell, we'd have to put a light cell here, which would force a dark cell. If this is a light cell, it doesn't force anything, and if this is a light cell, forces one here. Is there any way this is a dark cell? Yes, that's fine. So if I made this a dark cell, we would have to put dark cells all down here. That's not going to happen. So that's going to be a light cell. We're going to have 3 dark cells here. If I made this... Oh, hold on. If all light, we have to make all these light. They're all the same color. So there are only 6 dark cells down here. There are going to be 4 dark cells here and 5 here. 3 here. Got it. Okay. How about this? Is there any of these that can be sort of guessed at now? I don't think so. Well, there's only one more space for a dark cell here. Same here, only one more space for a dark cell. If I put a light cell here, I'd have to put all dark cells? No, I wouldn't. This has to be a light cell, though. So I could go this way, or I could go out. If I did this, though, we would block off this entirety. Which would mean there'd be one light cell in here. Which would mean both of these have to be black cells, which is fine. This is fine. Because that's a dark cell, it means that's a light cell, so we would be forced to make this choice. I'm making a guess here, but this so far feels like it's going somewhere. But it doesn't tell me which one of these would work. They're both going to work, which makes me think this is the wrong answer. Yeah, this is the wrong answer. Nope, that's the right answer. Got it. Neat. Alright, one more. Where is it? Okay, so we've got that. That path. That path there. It isn't just like on the side here somewhere. And it's not up at the top. God damn it, it's not up at the top. We just have these two. Is there an angle I can see better? It's not like hidden behind a statue or something. Or up in the air, Junior Birdman. Oh, that might be it right over there. Last one. Okay, left and right edges are connected. Or just left and right. Okay, let's start. Which means that we're gonna have to connect over this side no matter what we do. 6. This would be 5, and then over here it'd be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we do have to go that way at least once, which means we do have to block. Actually, it means we do have to complete it this way. Now, if this was, this has to be white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it could be here or there. If I made it here, I would have to block like so. But if I did this, I would have to do it that way. There's no other rules. If I make this white, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'd have to go that far out. If I make this black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whatever the case, I have to bring it out. And no matter the case, this has to be the opposite color. And it's... Actually, if I make this, it has to connect. Whereas if I make this black, it doesn't have to connect. If I make this white, it's going to connect to there. So that's got to be black, no matter what. Now, if I connect it here, we're going to overload. So I do have to block that. This can't be white. It's going to have to be black. Whoa, hold on. This can't be either. Okay, let's go back to this point here. If I make this white, there's no way. It's got to be black. And then I guess if I connect down here, it's going to have to... No, it overload. There's no way to make this black or white, because white is going to have to connect. It has to be black, but there's no way to connect it to here, because then it would... No, actually, this is fine. This is fine. I can do it this way. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has to be white. This can be white as well, and then the rest, like, I can do it this way. Oops. No. No, that's not it. It's not right. If I did this, I'd have to make all of this black. Wait, what? I have to make all this white. What would that do? That would be fine, but I'd have to make this black. Yeah, that seems to work so far. That means I'd block that. It means I'd have to do this here. Have to make that white, which means you'd have to make this. 6 black cells. Okay. This would have to be a white cell. If this were a black cell, we'd have to make all of these black. Which isn't going to happen. That's a white cell. There's 6 black cells then. Oh, hold on. Am I saying... There's letters here. This is going to be C, and then this is going to be like A. ACB. Okay. Advanced chess battle. Alright, well, I've done the entirety of this enclave now. That's all, folks. I'm actually going to grab this floor because it's right here. 1, 2, there's 5. Nice. First try, every time. That's a pretty good flow orb to end on. And I got the master time for it. And there's a cube. So we'll stop here. Thanks everyone for watching that with rapt attention. And I will see everyone in the next video. Until then, be good, be safe, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.